I see what's in.
Morning, sir.
You have any doubts, please ask.
Not right now, sir.
Hmm?
Not right now, sir. Sir, can you
Not
just
right
mention?
now. Okay. How
Very
prepared are you for JE?
no, sir. No, no. ஒரு சின்ன recap தரீங்களா for previous class I was absent.
You were absent for previous class. Yeah, that class was pretty important, man. Okay. Chinna recap. Here we
I
go.
saw the videos, sir, but அப்புறமா I just left it because I have exams going on.
Okay. Look, this is the best time to focus for JE. Okay, don't focus on this thing boards right now. It's the same topic. That's why. Okay, the topics are almost the same. This board, the board topics that are separate, keep it aside. Study it off right now and focus on JE, or keep that for later and then right now focus on JE. Point is to focus on JE. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Class, what do you do? This part and all, parallelograms, number
Yes,
of
sir.
different triangles. Huh?
Yes, sir.
You can
That I
notice,
saw the
right?
video.
Okay. I know what it is there. Gap method and all, I'm sure you know. Yeah, group formation, is it good?
So group formation is that
Like you have 10 different items. You want to split it into groups of 3, 3, 2, 2. How many ways can you do it? Like 2 groups of 3 and 2 groups of 2.
sir.
Or basically, another version of the question would be there are 10 participants in a quiz. And you have to pair them up into like 4 teams. Such that there are 3 in one team, 3 in the other team, 2 in one team, and 2 in the other team. There are 4 teams in total. How many ways can this be done?
So something like 10C3 into 7C3.
Something like that. Something. I think that's the right answer. But yeah, what you do is first you form groups and then give the groups names, like the different teams that are there. Okay. But you're just forming groups. How many ways can we form these groups is the question. For that, it's not 10C3 into that. What you do is this 10 of them. 1 second, where's that 10? There we go. Okay. So you have 10 people. You split them into groups. 3, 3, 2, 2. 10 different people are there. Okay. 10 different items are there. Think like that. You're trying to form groups of 3, 3, 2, 2. How many ways can you do this? So the simple method would be 3 factorial and then 3 factorial, 2 factorial, and then 2 factorial. Okay. But then this is not the final answer. So this is how you split them into groups. Okay, but it's not completely right because these groups can interchange amongst themselves. 3 factorial.
Yes, sir.
Suppose you put ABC in group A, group 1, and DEF in group 2. But you can
Name and
also
order
put,
of groups matters.
yeah, the order of the groups matters. Thank you very much. So that there comes another 2 factorial, and then there is 2 factorial and 2 factorial. These are the 2 groups of 2. Okay. So GH and IJ are the remaining 4 people. Imagine they'll be taken care of in another 2 factorial ways. See the repetition here. 2 factorial happens twice. So there's another 2 factorial ways. Okay. 3 factorial happens twice. That is why there is this 2 factorial. This is the number of ways you can split them into groups. Now, if the question is how many ways can I split them into 4 teams? Okay. 4 teams. A, B, C, and D, which means you're naming the teams. Okay, so these are the number of ways you can form 4 groups. Now, how many ways can you name these 4 groups? So there are 4 groups and 4 names. You can arrange them in 4 factorial ways. You multiply this whole thing by 4 factorial ways once you give a name to the group. Okay, if you're simply forming the groups, this is the number of ways inside the bracket. If you're giving the groups names, then it's multiplied by 4 factorial. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this was the main thing I taught in last class. But then a few more things also. Selections. So You have n different objects. How many ways can you select R items? You know this already.
NCR.
NCR, correct. But if you have n identical objects, how many ways can you select R items? One way.
So I didn't understand that. How?
Yes. So imagine you have five black pens. All of them are identical. That's the key here. Okay, all of them are identical. All right. How many ways can I select two of them from these five?
Oh, okay, one way.
Whatever I select will be,
Black.
since they're identical, only because they're identical, this is working out. Okay, got this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They'll be done in one way. Okay. So if you have to select at least R items from n different objects, how many ways? So you can select R items, R plus 1 items, R plus 2 items. So each of these will correspond to NCR, NCR plus 1, NCR plus 2, and so on. All right. So this is at least R items from n different objects. Now, if you had n identical objects and you have to select at least R items, how many ways can you do that?
N minus R, sir.
Almost. It's n minus R plus 1. Like you have to select at least two objects, suppose. So you can select two objects in one way. You can select three objects in one way. You can select four objects in one way and five objects in one way. So this is what 5 minus 2 plus 1, 4.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, that's the thing here. And this was the important part I wanted to tell you. This is there. Then what did we do? Then we did grouping. Grouping is what I just told you right now. And distribution. How many ways can you distribute n different objects to n people? Such that everyone gets one object each. This is also very important. Okay. How many ways can you distribute n different objects to n people such that everyone gets one object each? How many ways?
N into n minus 1 into.
Correct. N factorial. Right.
Okay, yes, sir.
Correct. There are n terms will be there like this, right? N minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, all the way up to 3 to 1. N terms are there with n factorial. Now, you have n different objects to be distributed to R people. And there's no restriction on how many people get how many objects. So now how many ways can you distribute it?
R power n நீங்க எழுதிருக்கீங்க.
That you can see on the screen, but did you understand where it came from?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When there's no restriction, you think object ways. Each object has n options to go to. There's no restriction on which one it goes to that way. And how many goes to which one. So that's why R power n. Next, number of ways all different objects amongst R people, where R is greater than n such that no one gets more than one object. So for this, when you are trying to make sure that no one gets more than one object and the number of people are greater than the number of objects, what do? You first select n people who will get one object each. You don't give more than one object, right, to a person. So from the R, you select n in NCR ways. And those n people get the n objects in n factorial ways, the first case. That's why you get RCN into n factorial. Is this okay?
Yes.
You got this, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, okay, what about this case? N different objects are there distributed to R people. There is no restriction on the number of objects per person and the number of objects distributed, which means you can choose how many objects you can distribute. Till now, we were distributing everything we had. All right. So now you can control how many you distribute. So how many ways can you do this? So for this, it's given that at least one should be distributed. Okay, so you have n objects with you. Suppose you're distributing one object. Let's start with that. Okay. If you're distributing one object, you have to first select which object, right, from the end. So that is done in NC1 ways. You select one object. And that one object can go to any of those R people, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's why there'll be R options for that one object. Then what else can you do? In the next case where you decide to distribute two objects. So from the n objects, you select two to distribute in C2 ways. And then distribute those two in how many ways without any restriction? The first object can be distributed in R ways. There are people. Second object can also be distributed in R ways. So that's why R square. Okay. So you can see these terms forming NC1 into R, NC2 into R square, NC3 into R cube, where you select three objects and distribute them to R people. All the way up till selecting all the n objects, NCN into R power n. Okay. So this will be the total here you're getting. Okay. Within these new brackets I'm drawing. So for ease of calculation, what I did was I added NC0 in R power 0 as the term before this. Okay. Then the series will be complete. Okay. From NC1 to NCN we were going. We could have gone from NC0 to NCN. So that's why I'm completing the series with NC0 R power 0. And I notice that this value is 1. So since I added 1 from nowhere, I subtract 1 outside it. See what's you got for it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I might be going a little too fast because there is a bit to cover today. All right.
No problem. No problem.
But did you understand this?
Yes, sir.
This +1 -1. That's all I did here. Okay. So this entire series, why I completed the series was this thing comes out to R plus 1 power n. If you know binomial theorem, this will be crystal clear to you. But are you able to see it?
Yes, sir. Sort of I can.
Like 1 plus x power n. What is it? What is the expansion? NC0 x power 0 plus NC1 x power 1, right?
Yes, sir.
Plus NC2 x power 2 plus NC3 x power 3 and so on. So instead of R you put x. Sorry, instead of x you put R. It's the same thing. All right. So this comes out to R plus 1 power n minus 1. And then we practice some questions based on the same thing. And yeah. So another logic I used to solve this, okay, was to directly explain this R plus 1 power n. What I did was there were n objects and R people, right? So you have n objects with you, 1, 2, 3 up till n, and you have R people, A1, A2, all the way up till AR. Now you have n objects with you. You're deciding how many you can distribute, you cannot distribute. Okay. So you're distributing it to R people. You'll include yourself also. Okay. So that will be AR plus 1. This is you. So the first object, all right, can go to which case here? Any of these R plus 1 cases, right? So this object, if it goes to A1, it has been distributed. If it goes to A2, it has been distributed. If it goes to AR plus 1, it means it's still with you. All right. That means it is not distributed. You decided not to distribute that item. Is that clear? Or am I going too fast?
No, I get it.
Tell me if you're not following, okay? So
yes,
similarly, what will happen is the second object will also have R plus 1 options to go to. It can either get distributed to these R people or it cannot get distributed at all. So that's the R plus 1 person. That is you. Okay. Similarly, you'll go to the nth object, right? Same thing here. R plus 1. So you're looking at R plus 1 power n number of ways of distributing. But it's given to me how to distribute at least one. So there is one case in which all of these go to the last one, AR plus 1, which means all of them you decide not to distribute. You do that in one way because all of them go to that particular box, AR plus 1 box. Okay. So that one case I remove from the total. This is how I get R plus 1 power n minus 1. Got this?
Yes, sir.
So these are like two logics to explain the same thing only. Right. Now, Guys, good morning. Do you have any doubts from the other class?
No, sir.
Hmm?
No,
Or
sir.
from, okay, so let's just start. Okay. So we are looking at the next case. Circular permutations. So there are n seats. Okay. N seats. N people are sitting. How many ways can you arrange them around a circle? Guys, all of you passed 11th, right?
Sir, n factorial.
Sir, is n minus 1 factorial.
Oh, n.
Okay. So n minus 1 factorial was correct. Let's find out why. Right. So here you have 7 seats and you want to arrange 7 people. Okay. So there are 7 people here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. So A is the first person to sit. How many ways can A sit? If you answer this question, you will understand why it's n minus 1 factorial. And how many ways can A sit? Look,
7.
you cannot answer. Yeah, 7 ways. So A has any of these 7 options, right? So I'll just draw one more case here. Okay, A can be here, A can be here, all right, and so on. Now, B has how many options?
6.
6 ways.
B has 6 ways. So suppose B sits diagonally opposite A, all right? Okay, that is not possible. But yeah, like 2 seats away to the left away, that way. So which means, okay, suppose here B is sitting in one of these 6 cases like this. All right. Now, C has how many options? C has how many
7.
options? 5 ways. So imagine C is sitting right next to A here. Okay. Now, D has how many options? It has 4 options.
4 ways.
Okay, by logic. So D will be here. Now, suppose D is here. Okay. Now, E has how many options?
3.
Okay, so any of these 3 seats he can take, right? Suppose E came here. F has how many options? 2 options. And G has 1 option. So imagine F and G. Okay, G and F were like this. Okay. So what I want you to notice is that these are 2 different cases I drew, right? There are 2 different cases I drew. Aren't they the same? So you rotate one, you can see that both of them are actually the same permutation, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, I need all of you to respond. Shri Arni, you're the only person responding. Thank you. But the rest of you better start responding. Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Sir, no,
Okay,
sir.
time to pick names one by one. Varun, what did you ask?
Sir, I said no.
No. Okay. So I want you to take the second figure I drew here and rotate it. All right. Like rotate it this way. What will happen? Till both of them look the same. Aren't they the same thing? Isn't it the same
Yes,
permutation?
sir. Yes.
Okay. That's the thing about circular permutation. All right. Like when you arrange things in a line, right? There is a starting, there's an end point, and you can see it happening. Like n factorial will be. But here it's not n factorial because A did not have 7 options actually. A had 1 option. Wherever he sits will be the start. That's the idea. Okay. Guys, are you all following this? So wherever A sits, right? So suppose A is sitting here now. Wherever A sits, that is the first place. A sits in one way only, because only once A sits, the remaining seats can be numbered. Okay, everybody else sits with respect to A. Are you following, guys?
No,
Yes, sir.
I really hope so. All right. So A, you can see wherever A sits, A can only sit in one way. The first person sits only in one way. Then once the person sits, everybody else can sit with respect to A. So that's where actually A will have one way. Okay. B will then have how many ways? 6 ways, because there are 6 seats with respect to A. All right. I hope all of you are getting this. Similarly, once B is seated, C will have 5 remaining seats. They are all numbered with respect to A and B. Okay. I hope you're getting this. All right. Or think of it like this. There are n items in a line. Once you make a circle out of it, what happens? The first and the last come together. Okay. I hope you can see that. All right. There will be no first and last. Okay. So they'll be making it n minus 1 factorial. Okay. The ordering is based on the remaining seats. I hope you're able to see that. Now, so 10 people are seated around a circle. How many ways can you do this? 10 people seated around a circle. How many ways can they be seated?
9
9
factorial.
9 factorial, correct. All right. Now, how many ways can these 10 people be seated such that 2 particular people, A and B, are always seated together? A and B are together. How many ways?
Eight factorial into 2 factorial.
Exactly. So once A and B are together, you make them one unit. Remaining, there are 8 people. Right? 8 people are remaining. A and B are together. Now the idea is this. These 9 units, okay, AB is 1 unit and 8 people together, another unit. These 9 units can be seated around in 8 factorial ways. But then A and B can have A sitting on one side, B sitting right next to left, right, left, right, left. That ordering is there in 2 factorial ways. So this will be our answer. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
Okay.
I understood.
Okay. Now, no 2 of A, B, C are together. No 2 of A, B, C are together. The 10 people. 10 people, of which no 2 of A, B, C are together. Now what do you do? 10 people, guys.
Sir, is it 9 factorial minus 7 factorial into 3 factorial?
9 factorial minus 7 factorial into 3 factorial is the case where here any will fly. Minus 7 factorial into 3 factorial. Where did you get that from? So, okay. So there are 7 people and then 1 unit of ABC. And these 8
Yes,
units
sir.
can be.
Consider the case when all of them are together.
Yeah, this is the cases where.
Oh,
A,
okay.
B,
So
and
you're not counting those
are
cases. Okay.
not together. Okay. A, B, and C are not together. This is a different case. I'm asking no 2 of A, B, and C are together. Okay. I hope all of you got the difference. I explained this 2 classes before. Okay, A, B, and C are not
I-
together. No two of A, B, C are together. Are 2 different cases. Someone said anything? What do you do here? So you throw ABC away. The remaining 7 people. Okay. You sit around the round table. In how many ways?
6 factor.
6 factorial ways. Correct. So you identify 6 places. Okay. Sorry, you identify 7 places. And then what do you do next? Because 7 people are seated. Now A, B, C have to be seated in between them, which means there will be gaps in between, right? How many gaps would be there? If it was a linear arrangement, there would be n plus 1 gaps. But it's a circular arrangement, there'll be exactly n gaps. Look, the first gap and the last gap become 1 once you make a circle out of it. I hope that image is clear in your head. Okay. So there'll be 7 gaps between these 7 people. Okay, from those 7 gaps, you pick 3 gaps and seat these 3 people there. This will be your answer. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, there are 5 different colored beads. How many ways can you make a necklace out of it? Okay, you have to form 5 bead necklaces, given that there are 10 different colored beads. Okay, you have to form a necklace with 5 beads on it. Okay, but then there are 10 different colored beads. How many ways can you do this?
(10c5 into 5 factorial).
10c5 is selecting the 5 different colored beads from the 10 different colored beads. That is correct. And then once you select the 5, how many ways can you make them a necklace? Make a necklace out of them. 4 factorial, right? Not 5 factorial. The first bead can select any of these 5 places in 1 way. The second bead can take it in 4 ways, 3 ways, 2 ways, and 1 way. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. Are you following? Did you get the logic here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you select 5 people first and 5 beads first, and then arrange them in the circle in 4 factorial ways. All right. Are you getting this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, but then this will be the wrong answer. Okay, 5 into 5 factorial would also be the wrong answer, but this is wrong because in a bead, in a necklace, clockwise and anti-clockwise doesn't matter, right? For example, if I put blue, green, yellow, white, and red. Okay, so you have 5 beads here. Suppose you arrange them like this: blue, green, yellow, white, and red. Now, if there were people sitting on a table, these are 2 different arrangements. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because if you rotate them, it won't be the same. What I'm saying is, don't rotate them. flip the necklace over. Like it's a necklace. Remember, you can wear it both sides. Right? Okay, it's a ring. So you can turn it around this way as well. All right, it's still the same ring. Are you following, guys? So anti-clockwise and clockwise arrangements are the same here, which means to account for that, you simply divide that by 2. That's the idea. Got this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this will be a correct answer. So when you're talking about beads, necklaces and all, where clockwise and anti-clockwise arrangements do not matter, you simply divide by 2. Is that clear to everybody?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes.
Okay, any doubts here? Any doubts here? Please ask quickly. All right. Then
Sir, I didn't understand.
okay. Okay. Imagine a necklace. Okay. With 3 beads on it. Okay, one will be white, other will be blue, other will be red. Okay. So this is one arrangement. Varun.
Yes, sir.
Now, white, red, blue. Is this another arrangement?
Yes, sir.
Is there any difference between these arrangements?
Sir, red and blue got interchanged.
Huh.
Oh, wait, no, sir. No, sir.
Yes. Like if they were people, what you said was correct. If there are people sitting on a table, yes. But imagine that people sitting on the table, an entire thing going upside down. Like imagine the table itself going upside down. The people are going upside down. Something like that is what happened here, right? Okay. Like if I just make this upside down, what will happen? This will be white. This will be red. This will be blue.
Yes.
So there are 2 different cases. If they were people, but it's a necklace. Okay. A necklace means what? You can wear it like this. You can turn it upside down like this and then wear it also. Basically, clockwise, anti-clockwise arrangement does not matter. Okay. Imagine both sides of the necklace. Okay. Keep the necklace stuck to a sheet of paper or something and then look at it from both sides. Okay. Transparent sheet of paper. And then look at it from both sides. Are you following what I'm saying here?
Sir, no, sir.
That's okay. Let's try again. Now, we do this. Okay. Take 2 items. Okay, take 3 items. Take 3 items. Like this.
Okay.
How many ways can you seat them around? How many ways can you seat them around?
2 factorial.
No? 2 factorial. Right?
Yes.
Now, take 3 items, make a necklace out of it. Now, like W, R, and blue. Okay, you have 3 items here, W, R, and blue. Make a necklace out of it. I want you to suggest one arrangement for these 3 seats. How many ways can you do this? Or tell me one arrangement. Tell me one arrangement.
Sir, put blue on the top and white and red on white on left side and red on right side.
Okay. So your argument is that these are different cases, right? If I put blue on top, right, red on left side and white on right side, these are 2 different arrangements, right?
Sir, I understood that they're the same arrangement, but in
Why is it the
in
same
order
arrangement?
does
Why is it the same arrangement? My question is, why is it the same arrangement?
sir, like when you approach it from like from the right side, sir, it's like if this object is oriented,
Like
sir,
if this was the ring,
the object upside down, sir.
look, if this is the ring, okay, imagine this is a circle with 3 beads on it. That same ring.
I answer like
This
if the red one is on the right side of the bookcase,
Yeah,
and then
but
you just completely tilt it like 180 degrees, then you'll get the same.
yes, exactly. Which means what? One is the clockwise version of the other one. Okay, by anti-clockwise and clockwise version only they differ. Are you following?
Yes.
So anti-clockwise and clockwise are the same in case of a necklace or a bead or a ring or something. Okay. Like if you're talking about a garland with many flowers, you can turn it around. It's so which means anti-clockwise and clockwise are the same arrangement.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why you're dividing by 2. That's the only reason why. You're cancelling out for clockwise and anti-clockwise. Okay. If there are people, you can't do it. Why? You have to turn the table upside down, make the people upside down for clockwise and anti-clockwise to be the same. You understood the difference, right? Now?
Yes.
Now. All right, now permutation of alike objects. All right, you have the question. Let's start with the question directly. 5 A's, 5 B's, 4 C's, 4 D's, 3 E's, and 1 F, G, and H. The big question. Okay. You have these many items with you. Like find the number of 5-letter words you can form. Using these, how many 5-letter words can you form? How many ways can this be done? Any guesses, please? Guys, any guesses? Okay, guess-wise, there doesn't seem to be any interest. Fine then. I form buckets here. Okay.
Sir, we're taking case by
There are
case.
5 A's, 5 B's, 4 C's. Yes, Varun, what did you say?
No, sir, are we like supposed to take case by case over here?
What are the cases? You're supposed to take case by case, yes, but what are the cases you're talking about?
Sir, is it like the 5-letter word it's formed by different like different letters, and then 2 are alike and 3 are different in that?
Perfect, perfect, correct. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Right, good job, Varun. So there'll be different cases that can be formed. Guys, the rest of you, are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what happens is case one would be there is 5 of the same kind, and then you need nothing from the remaining. Okay, so imagine you have these many buckets with you. Are you following? You have like 8 buckets with you. There are 8 different alphabets, and each bucket has different number of items here. Okay, the bucket A has 5 items, bucket B has 5 items, bucket C has 4, bucket D has 4, and so on. Is this much clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so suppose you take 5, all from the same bucket. All same. Next, what do? You can take 4 of the same kind and 1 of another kind. You'll have to permute them later, okay? This is the different cases I'm forming. I'm selecting letters. Okay, 4 of the same kind, 1 of another kind. Then I can take 3 of the same kind, 2 of another kind. Another case would be 3 of the same kind, 1 of another kind, 1 of the third kind. Are you all following? I really
Yes,
hope
sir.
so. So 2 of the same kind, 2 of another kind, and 1 of another kind. Then 2 of the same kind, 1 of one kind, 1 of another kind, 1 of the third kind. And then 1 of 5 different things. 5 different. Are you following what is happening? I'm splitting them up into cases like this. These are the number of 5-letter words I can form. All right. So the first case, where all the 5 are same. How many ways can we take that? Come on. Where all the 5 are same. Can I put 5 G's here? Guys,
2
can I
ways.
put 5 G's?
2 ways, sir.
2 ways. Okay, 5 G's are not possible. There's only 1 G available. So I'm looking 5 of the same kind. Which all can give 5? A or B. That's the idea. Okay. So from these 2, I select 1 in 2C1 ways. Is this clear? Okay. So once I fill them up with A, or B, okay, what will happen? I have to arrange these alphabets. In how many ways can I arrange these A's?
1 way.
In exactly 1 way. Good. Good job there. All right. Next case. 4 of the same kind, 1 of another kind. Now, how many ways can I select 4 of the same kind?
2
2
ways.
ways.
So
You
4
can
C
take from A, B also.
4 ways, sir.
4 ways, exactly. So from these 4, I select 1. It's A, B, C, or D. All of them have at least 4 objects available. Okay. So from those 4, I select 1 in 4C1 ways. Then what do? There are remaining 7 objects. 7 buckets are there. So I picked 1 bucket from these 4 buckets. So I'm left with 7 more buckets. So from those 7 buckets, I select another one, which will give 1. Okay. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but this is not done. Once I select my alphabet, which will be taken 4 times, and another alphabet that will be taken 1 time, what do I do next? I have to arrange them. Suppose I took 4 A's and 1 B. How many ways can I arrange them? 5 factorial by 4 factorial. Okay. I hope this is clear to you. Now, the third case, 3 and 2. 3 of a kind. How many buckets are available with 3 of a kind?
5.
5 buckets are there, from which I select 1. Okay. So once I select 1, I am left with how many buckets? I am left with 7 more buckets, from which I select a bucket that can give me 2 of the same kind. So from how many am I picking? 1.
4.
So basically think. Exactly. There are 5 buckets that can give me 2 of the same kind. Okay. But then I already took 1 bucket which has 3 of the same kind. I will take another one of a different kind. Okay. So from the remaining 4, I pick 1. How many ways can I arrange this? A, B, B, suppose. How many ways can I arrange this? 5 factorial by 3 factorial into 2 factorial. All right. Next case. 4th one. What do I do? From the 5 buckets, I pick one, which will give me 3. And then all the other buckets will have at least 1. Okay, so there are 7 buckets remaining, which will have at least 1. So instead of going 7C1 into 6C1, which will be wrong, because the ordering of the buckets matters now. Okay, does not matter. You have to just pick buckets. We have to arrange them later. Okay, so from those 7 remaining, I just pick 2 buckets. That will give me 1 each. Are you following? Okay, so from those 7 buckets that are remaining, I pick exactly 2. That will give me 1 each. There were 8 buckets with me, from which 1 I picked from the 5. That will give me 3. And the remaining, I have 1, 1. Okay, I have to pick 1 from 2 different buckets. 1 each from 2 different buckets. So basically from the remaining 7, I just pick 2 buckets. All right, now I've
Sir,
selected my alphabets. Yes, guys, any doubts?
sir, why can't it be a 7C1 into 6C1?
Okay. 7C1 into 6C1 will be wrong. 7C2 will be correct. Why? Because I am just selecting now. I am not arranging. The order in which I pick doesn't matter. Okay. I am just selecting here. 7C2 means what? 7 into 6 divided by 2. So I am cancelling out the ordering here. Are you following? So I'm just picking 2. So I'm just selecting my alphabets and keeping it there. The way I arrange it is in the next step. When I do the arrangement of what? 3 of the same kind, which will be A, and then B, C. So how many ways can I arrange this? 5 factorial by 3 factorial into 1 factorial, 1 factorial. Did you understand why 7C2 is taken over 7C1 into 6C1? Because the ordering
Sir,
does not matter. Yes, tell me.
yes, I got that. But then when we select it as 7C2, is it not like we are selecting 2 from the same bucket also?
No. What are these 7 things? The 7 are the buckets that are remaining. So from which I pick 2 buckets. That is what is happening.
Okay, I got that,
It's
sir.
not like you're picking within the bucket. No. That is different. That is like you pick, like there are 5 A's. How many ways can you pick 4 A's? 1 way only. They're the same A's only. All right. Okay, so that is accounted for with 1 itself. Like there are 5 A's. How many ways can you pick 3 A's? 1 way. That's it. Right. So that is why I didn't count that especially. But is the logic clear?
Yes, sir.
Let's look at our next case. 2, 2, 1. So how many of them can offer me 2? There are 5 of them. That will have at least 2 in it. So from these 5, I select 2 buckets that can give me 2. Are you following? I just selected the buckets and the alphabets. Okay, so I selected the buckets in 2 ways and the alphabets in 1 way only. Whatever number of alphabets I pick it in 1 way because all the items inside are same. Okay, so from the 5 buckets I pick 2. So there are 6 buckets remaining, not 7. There are 6 buckets remaining from which I pick 1. Everything gives at least 1, right? In each bucket. So this is what I do. And then I arrange them in how many ways? I arrange them in 5 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial. That's it. Guys, are you following this? All of you are following this?
Sir.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
this is complicated. Please watch this video again and solve the problem on your own. That's the idea here. Okay. So 2, 1, 1, 1. There are how many cases? There are 8 cases. But how many buckets can give me 2? There are 5 buckets that can give me 2. So from those 5 buckets, I pick 1. All right. I'm left with how many buckets now? 7 buckets. So from those 7 buckets, I pick 3. How many ways can I arrange them? 5 factorial, 2 factorial. That's it. Okay. And then the 7th case, you can find out what is the 7th case. From the 8 buckets, I pick 5 buckets. It's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then arrange them in 5 factorial ways. My final answer is simply adding all of them up. Is this clear? You
Yes,
add all
sir.
these cases up, you get your final answer here. Did you understand what we did here? We split these digits into buckets. So the objective was to find number of 5-letter words. So there are many alike objects here. So we are picking not all at a time. We are picking only some at a time. Not all of them at a time. We are picking only some of them at a time. So in that case, you have to be extra careful. You have to split them into different cases. Sorry, split them into different buckets, which will help me give the different cases that are possible. Got this?
Yes, sir.
Got this, guys? All right, please practice more of this. Please practice more of this. If you want to give you a homework question also. Six A's, B's, C's, 5 E's, F's, sorry, 4 F's and G's, 3 F's and G's. Okay, you have to find the number of 5-letter words. Just split them into cases again. Get it. All right. Okay. Now the next question. On the next question, next part actually is pretty important. N identical objects are to be distributed amongst R people. Number of ways of distributing. Would be what? N plus R minus 1, CR minus 1. You have N identical objects split amongst R people. Number of ways is N plus R minus 1, CR minus 1. So an example would be, it's your birthday. Why am I writing birthday? It's your birthday, you have 30 sweets. 30 identical sweets. And you have to distribute them amongst, okay, let's cut the number down for ease of calculation. You have 10 identical sweets, and you want to distribute them amongst your 3 best friends. Okay, you have 3 friends, and you want to distribute 10 identical sweets amongst 3 friends. How many ways can you do this? Can you think of a way of solving this? Come on, think.
Sir, is it 10 cube?
The 10 identical sweets. Till now, we were dealing with n different objects, not n identical objects. Okay. So when you get 10 cubed, it means you're looking at not 10 cube, not 10 cube. You're looking at 3 power 10. That's what you meant, right?
Yes, sir. 3 for 10.
Like what is happening? Like each sweet has 3 options to go to. That way, right? That was the logic in which you were thinking.
Yes,
sir. But then these are each identical sweets. They are all identical. Okay. So when you say 3 power 10, right? One of them will be sweet A going to the first person. Okay. Sweet B going to the second person. Sweet C going to the third person. But then there'll be another case where B goes to the first person, C goes to the second person, A goes to the third person. But since all of them are identical, what is happening?
overcounting.
Exactly. There's a solid overcounting happening. All right. So we need some other approach to solve this. Okay. Guys, are you all following? Clearly, good try. Okay, good try. Thank you for speaking. All right, good try here. But the rest of you, are you following?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Varun?
Yes, sir.
Guys, do you know how to solve this? I'm sure at least one of you will know how to solve this. Come on. Any of you? Okay, don't worry. You have 10 sweets, 10 identical sweets. Okay, that's the key part here. So I'll draw 10 sweets here. Okay, do we have 10 sweets here? Okay, now I have 3 friends to distribute it to. Okay, so I have 3 friends A, B, and C. What I'll do is I'll draw 2 lines between them. Why am I drawing 2 lines? They show 2 walls. Okay, so the 2 walls will split that place into 3 parts. One for the first person, the part between those 2 walls for the second person, and the part beyond the second wall for the third person. Is this much clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what happens? I will be blindly throwing the sweets into that place. Okay, so I made compartments here. Okay, 3 compartments by me putting 2 walls there. Okay, I put 2 walls, it means there are 3 compartments. Is that much clear? Okay, so now I have 10 sweets with me. I simply look away and throw it. Let it go anywhere. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so suppose I give all 10 sweets here. Okay, all 10 sweets here. That is also valid. Why? How many ways am I distributing 10 identical sweets to these 3 friends? Like B gets nothing, 0. Okay, A gets 10, C gets 0. This is valid. I am distributing all the 10. That's all I care about. Are the 10 sweets I'm holding gone? So this distribution shows that I'm showing some favoritism towards A. Okay. Right. But that's fine. As long as I'm distributing all the 10 away from me, this is a valid. This is absolutely valid. This is valid. Okay, got this? Guys, are you
Yes.
following this? Now, I'll make another arrangement. Like suppose I gave A2, B8, and C0. Okay. So, how many ways? No, not how many ways. This is also one valid distribution. Agreed?
Yes.
It shows that I like C the least, but still, as long as the 10 are gone away from me, it's fine. Okay. So now, what I'll do is I'll draw these 10 sweets out. I've already drawn them out. Okay. And then I'll simply put 2 walls in between. What is this distribution showing? 3 goes to A, 3 goes to B, and 4 goes to C. Is this much clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So those 2 walls, I'll put them here. What does this mean?
3 goes to A, the rest goes to B, and then nothing goes to C.
No, nothing goes to A, nothing goes to B, and everything else goes to C. Are you able to see this? I put the 2 walls here. Remember, one before the first wall is what goes to A. The number of items between both the walls is what goes to B. One beyond the second wall is what goes to C. Okay. Now, did you understand why it's 0, 0, 10?
Yes, sir.
0 to A,
There
0
was a
to B.
lag in your writing. That's why.
Oh, okay. My bad. All right. So, okay, let's try again. Okay, so suppose I put 2 walls here. What does this mean?
A gets
5 to
5.
A, B gets 0, C gets 5.
5 to A, B gets 0, C gets 5. Lovely. Okay, now you're getting the hang of this. All right. So, basically, if I arrange these 12 objects, I get different distributions. Can you visualize that properly? 10 sweets plus 2 walls. Are you able to see this clearly?
Yes, sir.
All right. I have 12 objects with me. I rearrange this however I want. Each arrangement represents a distribution. Are you able to clearly see that or not? Please look at it. Take a minute. Think about it. Ask me a doubt. We'll solve this. Come on. Are you getting this, guys? Each arrangement represents a distribution. Represents a way of distributing those 10 sweets you have amongst those 3 friends of yours. Okay. Now, how many ways can you arrange this? How many ways can you arrange this? 12 objects. 12 objects. 10 are of the same type. 2 are of the same type. What do I mean? 10 sweets, 2 walls. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is 12C2. I can write this as 10 sweets plus 3 friends minus 1 is the number of walls. Okay. This is walls. The sweets. C walls. Or sweets. It's your wish. NCR is NCN minus R. Okay. But this is the formula people generally remember. N plus R minus 1, CR minus 1. Are you getting this? Where this formula came
Yes,
from?
sir.
N plus R minus 1, CR minus 1. Guys, I hope this is crystal clear to all of you. Harish.
Sir.
So, yes, sir.
Hello. This is clear.
Yes, sir.
Sanjana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I change the number of sweets. I change the number of friends. I have 100 sweets. And 30 friends. 100 identical sweets. And 30 different friends, of course. So, how many ways can you distribute this?
129C29.
Absolutely correct. Why? Immediately imagine 100 identical sweets are there. You're distributing identical objects. So to make 30 friends, you have to draw 29 walls. Okay, to form 30 friends on your screen, you have to form 29 walls. 29 walls, 100 sweets, 129 total objects. C29. Okay, so you imagine this 129 factorial divided by 100 of the same type and 29 walls of the same type. That's it. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how many ways can you distribute 10 sweets amongst 3 friends? Okay, 10 sweets amongst 3 friends such that each get at least 1. Okay, now the question becomes interesting. How many ways can we distribute the 10 sweets amongst the 3 friends such that each gets at least 1? How many ways can we do this? So the trick here is simple, okay? There is one condition given you. What is that?
Sir,
Yeah, tell me. Tell me.
is it 12C2 minus 9?
One second. 6 minus 9 is 57. No, it's not. It's not. I don't think so. No, it's not. It's not this. 12C2 minus 9. How did you get this? What is the logic behind that? I'll tell you where it goes wrong. Okay.
So it's 6, sorry. 12C2 minus 6.
12C2 minus 6. Still an issue. Where do you get 6 from?
So I thought like A gets everything, and then B gets everything, C gets everything, and then AB gets everything, BC gets everything, and AC gets everything.
So AB gets everything. There'll be multiple cases, right? A gets 1, B gets 9. A gets 2, B gets 8.
Okay. So it's minus 3 then.
Sorry?
So it's minus 3 then. 12C2 minus 3.
12C2 minus 3. So no, there'll be multiple cases when AB gets everything, right? So all these you have to subtract. Like 4 goes to A, 3, like 6 goes to B, 5 goes to A, 5 goes to B, 6 goes to A, 4 goes to B, and so on. Till 9 goes to A, and 1 goes to B. Similarly, there'll be more cases this side also. So if I talk about 100 sweets and 30 friends, such that each get at least 1, what will you do there? It's very tough to calculate this. Okay, if you go by this approach. Understood? Why we shouldn't go for this approach? Okay, so you try to satisfy the condition first. All of you, are you listening? There are 10 sweets and 3 friends, and the condition is each get at least 1. So simply what you do is, you know there are 3 lines here, okay? Oh, sorry, 2 lines here, A, B, and C. You give 10 sweets to A, B, and C first. Am I clear? Satisfy the condition first. Clear, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Following.
sir.
So you're left with how many sweets? You have 7 sweets, right? You gave 1 sweet to A, 1 sweet to B, 1 sweet to C. It doesn't matter which sweet you give to each because all the sweets are identical. Okay. Now you are left with 7 identical sweets. A, B, and C already have 1 each. The condition has been satisfied. Okay. Now what do you have? 7 sweets, 2 walls, basically 3 friends. How many ways can you arrange this? Okay, this is it. This is the answer. I hope this is clear to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Think about it. Think about what happened here. Then only say yes, sir. Srivatsan, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Harish,
Yes, sir.
Sir, so we took N as 9s. Sorry.
no, we took
N
n
as
plus r
7.
plus n. Basically, what it
So
n is
N is
7.
7.
N is 7. Yeah. I'm sure that's what you meant. We took n as 7 here. Like basically, I gave 3 sweets away, like 1 each to A, B, C, so that they keep quiet. The condition is satisfied. Now I'm left with 7 sweets and 3 friends. How many ways can I distribute? I can distribute them however I want because the condition has already been satisfied. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now. Okay. So how many ways can you distribute that such that everybody gets at least 3? Everybody should get at least 3. Now what do you do?
Three ways, sir.
So you give 3 to A, 3 to B, and 3 to C. Okay. You left with how many? 1 sweet. Okay. And you have to give it to A, B, or C. Basically, you're talking about 3 ways of distributing it. Or by that old logic, what do you do? 1 sweet, 2 walls. There are 3 items in total, of which 2 are of the same kind, 1 is of the same kind. So 3 factorial by 2 factorial is equal to 3. Same thing. Okay. Guys, all of you got this? Shriyani are right. 3 is the right answer. Okay. No. Okay, what about this question? Find the number of non-negative integral solutions of this. How many ways can we do this? Find the number of non-negative integral solutions of this. Guys, like this is a masked form of the previous question. You have 10 sweets and 3 people distributed.
13C2.
Non-negative integral solutions. 12C2. 12C2. Look at these plus signs as the 2 worlds. All right. These are your 3 friends, x1, x2, x3. Okay. So you have 2 walls and 10 sweets. How many ways can we arrange this? Right. 12C 2 ways. Is this clear to everybody? We're looking for non-negative integral solutions. Basically, it can be 0, 1, 2, all the way up till 10. Anything it can be. Okay. So you're looking at 12C 2 different solutions. Any doubts here, guys?
No, sir.
What's the answer? Well, find the number of integral solutions of this. Find the number of integral solutions of this. If the question was this, find the number of integral solutions. They'll never ask you this, okay? Don't worry. But if the question was find the number of integral solutions, what will the answer be? Infinite, right?
Yes, sir.
Because negative integers can come. Like if I put x2 as 0, suppose, and x3 as 10, so x1 will be 0. But if x3 was 110, x1 will be minus 100. Like this, it'll keep going on. Like this, so you can form infinite such solutions here. Okay. I hope all of you are getting this. And yes, Varun, what were you asking?
Sir, nothing, sir.
Okay, then somebody else was asking me something. Sorry. Srivachan, did you ask something?
No, sir, I didn't.
Siddharth, you?
No, sir.
Okay, I thought I heard a male voice asking something. Harish, was it you?
No, sir. Not me, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, fine. So you got the idea? Now, if they're asking for positive integral solutions, what do you do? If they ask for positive integral solutions of x1 plus x2 plus x3 equal to 10, what would that be?
Nine C2.
Hmm? Lovely, lovely. Okay, so you notice that x1, x2, x3 have to be greater than or equal to 1, right? So think of these friends, 3 friends. They should have at least 1 sweet with them. So from the 10 sweets, you distribute 1 sweet each to them. You're left with 7 sweets, which can go to x1, x2, or x3 in how many ways? Okay, so you draw 2 walls plus 7 sweets. Together, you're looking at 9C2, 9 factorial. Total number of items, 9 items. 7 are of the same type and 2 are of the same type, which is 9C2. Okay, hope all of you got this quickly. All right. Now, okay, here's a word problem. Okay, there's an exam out of 100, okay? Exam is out of 100. So a student writes exam in physics, chemistry, and math. Okay, maximum marks is 100. Maximum of 100 marks. So 3 exams are there, physics, chemistry, and math. The student writes exam. Find the number of ways he can score a total of 190 marks. Total of 190 marks. While getting 50, at least 50 in each subject. Okay, this is your homework question. Do this as your homework. Right, your answer will be 42C2, but the point is, how do you get that? Right? Now, the question for you to do right now would be, batsman scores 17 runs. Out of 6 balls. Actually, you'll need multinomial theorem for that. 1 second. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll cover this part in binomial theorem. Okay, so before that, there's one more thing, derangements. Derangements, all right. Okay, or dearrangements, whatever. Basically, you make everything wrong in the sense that, like, the idea is this. You have a letter, you have 2 letters. And you have 2 envelopes. Okay. So letter 1 has to go to envelope 1, letter 2 has to go to envelope 2. How many ways can you dearrange this? Means how many ways can you make sure nothing goes in the right place? Okay, that's the. Did you understand this? Nothing should go in the right place. Okay. So to dearrange 2 items, you can do it in 1 way. Is this clear? How many ways can 2 letters go to 2 envelopes? How many ways? General question. In how many ways can 2 letters go to 2 envelopes?
2 per 2.
No, not 2 per 2. Like two letters are going to two envelopes in 2 factorial ways, right?
Yes, sir.
We are not considering the case where more than one letter goes into an envelope. Okay. That is when you get 2 power 2 envelope, right? But one letter will go into one envelope, but how many ways can this happen? Total is 2 ways. So there are 2 ways. One is the correct arrangement, E1 plus E2, like L1 goes to E1, L2 goes to E2. Other is the wrong arrangement, which is the dearrangement. Okay, where everything is in the wrong place. Everything should be in the wrong place. Okay, so suppose you have a third letter L3, and you have a third envelope E2, E3. Okay, now how many ways does this happen? How many ways can you dearrange them? You can put them in the right place in only one way. How many ways can you dearrange them?
5 ways.
Okay, let's find out. So L1 cannot go to E1, right? L1 can go to E2, or L1 can go to E3, right? Are you following? To start the problem, L1 can either go to E2 or E3. Is this much clear? All right. Now, L2 can go where? L2 can go either to E1 or E3, right? Both options are available. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Are you following or
Yes,
what?
sir.
I know at the end of the class you guys will be tired, but this is no time to get tired, okay? So L3 is there, okay? L3 can go where?
E1 and E2.
E1 and A2.
Yeah, E1 or E2 it can go to. Okay, so it can go to E1 or it can go to E2. Now L2 can go where? It can go to E3 here, or it can go to E1 here. Look, there are only 2 cases. When you rearrange 3 elements, there are only 2 ways of doing this. Okay. The first case was what? Guys, are you following this? What happened here? Or take the total, 3 factorial ways. You can arrange 3 letters in 3 envelopes in 3 factorial ways. Okay. Then what do? I remove the cases where 1 goes to the correct, 1 is correct. So suppose from the 3 you pick 1 which will go to the correct place. Okay. So L1, L2, L3, E1, E2, E3. So suppose L1 went to E1, 1 went to the correct place. So these cases you have to remove. So L2 will have 2 places to go to. L3 will have how many places to go to? 1 place to go to. Okay. No, actually, E1 goes here. Exactly 1 should be correct. So L2 can't go to E3. Exactly 1 should be correct. L1 has to go to E1. So L2 can't go to E2. L2 has to go to E3. And L3 has to go to E2 because exactly 1 is correct. Okay. So there is one arrangement here. Now, I go for 2 correct places. So those also have to remove. Okay. So I put L1 in E1 and L2 in E2. So I select the 2 that will be in the correct place. And then the remaining, what will happen? L3 has to go to E3. Guys, are you following or is this an entire big mess? What is happening? There's absolute silence from your end.
It's a little confusing, sir.
Okay. So let's begin again. The 2-letter case, did you understand? 2-letter case. Rearranging two items can be done in one way. There are 2
Yes,
ways
sir.
in which you can arrange 2 letters in 2 envelopes. Okay. So rearranging them is one way. Arranging them properly is the other way. Okay. There are 2 ways in which you can do it. Now, if you're looking at 3 items, okay, L1, L2, L3, and E1, E2, and E3. Total number of ways in which you can arrange this thing. I'm trying to find how many ways can you rearrange 3 items. Okay, this is total. So then I subtract from it 1 correct, 2 correct, and 3 correct. All right. So 1 correct. How many ways do I do 1 correct? So from the 3 letters that are there, I pick 1 that goes to the correct box. Okay, suppose it was L1. Okay. Are you with me till here?
Sir?
Are you able to follow till now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 1 correct is done in 1 way. Now, the next, what happens? It should be exactly 1 correct. Okay, exactly 1 correct, exactly 2 correct, exactly 3 correct. That's the idea. Now, exactly 1 correct is done in 1 way. Okay, 3C1, I picked 1. Now, the other 2 have to be in the wrong places, right? Because exactly 1 should be in the correct place. How many ways are 2 in the wrong places? Exactly 1 way, because the arrangement of 2 items is 1. Okay, following?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, Varun, are you getting this?
So the next 2 ways are actually the same, right?
No. Next 2 ways are, as in?
The 2 correct, 2 exactly correct and 3 exactly correct are the same, right?
No. Okay. Almost. But they're clearly 2 different parts I'm looking at. Exactly 2 correct, exactly 3 correct. So, exactly 2 correct means from 3 I pick 2. Varun, what did you say? I didn't hear you properly. What did you say?
Sir, I said
Were you-
sort of.
Sort of. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Keep trying. We'll get that. So, exactly 2 are correct. Suppose I pick 2, that will go to the exactly right places. Okay. So, L2 goes to E2. Now, what do? I have to make sure L3 does not go to E3, right? So that cannot happen. So if 2 are in the correct place, the third has to go to the correct place only. So it means that 3 are correct. So that's why Shriyarni, what you said was correct. So if 2 goes to the correct place, it means the third has to go to the correct place. So there's no case where exactly 2 are correct. Are you following this, all of you?
Yes.
All right. Now, exactly 3 are correct. That is exactly 1 way, where all the 3 go to the correct envelope. So what does this come out to? 3 factorial is 6 minus 3 minus 1 equal to 2. Okay, so those were the 2 cases I drew out here. Okay, D3 equal to 2. Are you getting this? Okay, these are 2 cases. Now, I want to rearrange 4 items. How many ways can you do this? So 4 letters, 4 envelopes, 4 factorial minus exactly 1 wrong. So from the 4, exactly 1 correct. And then I subtract exactly 2 correct. I subtract exactly 3 correct and exactly 4 correct. So exactly 1 correct. How many ways? From 4 I pick 1, that'll be correct. And then what do? I rearrange the remaining 3, right? From 4, L4 and E4. Okay. I pick 1 that goes correctly. Okay, in 4C1 ways. Then the remaining 3, nothing should be in the correct place, right? For exactly 1 to be correct. Okay, so I put D3 there. So I rearrange these 3. We just learned that we can rearrange any 3 items in 2 ways. Okay. Then exactly 2 are correct. How many ways is that? So from 4 I pick 2. That'll be in the right place. Okay. And then the remaining 2 have to be rearranged. They should not be in the right place, because then it'll be one of the remaining cases, 3 cases or 4 correct cases. Next, from 4 I pick 3 that go to the correct place. But then how many ways can I rearrange the remaining 1? There is no way. So if 3 go to the right place, the fourth one has to go to the right place. That's the idea. Okay. So 4C3 into 0 here. Next, all 4 go to the correct place. That happens in exactly one way. Find out this total. This comes out to 4 factorial 24. D3 is 2. 4 into 2 is 8. 4C2 is 6. D2 is 1. Minus 1. 24 minus 14 is 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. So I get D4 as 9. Is this much clear?
Yes, sir.
This is doable, right? So you can either remember these values or now I'm sure you'll be able to correlate with the formula En. So if you want to dearrange n items, this is what you do. N factorial into 1 minus 1 by 1 factorial plus 1 by 2 factorial minus 1 by 3 factorial. Like plus minus interchanges all the way up till minus 1 power n by n factorial. Is this clear? And this is the formula I want you to remember. Okay. For convenience sake, you can cancel these two terms out also. Okay. Just
Yes,
remember this
sir.
formula. Plug the values in, you will get the same answers. No worry. Okay. So this is the chapter permutation and combination. I hope this is good for all of you. Any doubts here with permutation combination? This is very useful after your college as well. Like not just getting into college. So for CAT, GMAT, like all these exams, right? GRE also, they'll test you on permutation and combination. Be good at this chapter, you can sail through these exams. All right. Okay, so these are some techniques I've taught. This should cover like basically A to Z of this chapter. So if you have any doubts, please come back. All right, but yeah, make sure you learn all this properly. Got this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. If you have any doubts, please ask. Oh, yeah, class is done for now. And we'll be
Thank
doing
you, sir.
binomial theorem in the next class. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.